Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tiffany. Today I'm back at Merton College in Oxford. Stunning, right? Today's going to be a reflective video as I talk about the decisions I wish I hadn't made and the ones I'm glad I made. Let's start on the negative and end with a positive. One of them is trying to change others. I think naturally there comes a time in our life when we try to change the people around us for something better. We recognize their potential when we think, if only you could tweak this or tweak that, you would have a much better life. But we have to understand that change has to come from the person. You can inspire them, you can be a source of strength, but unless they become tired of their lives or tired of their behavior, they're not just going to change because you want them to. So it's very important sometimes to take a step back and let people make their own decisions in that way. Another one is using my past as an excuse. I think as we live our lives, we kind of look back and think, because I failed at this or failed at that, it's not worth trying. It's not worth coming outside of my comfort zone. Because as we go through life, we start to craft identities for ourselves. And sometimes it can be very limited. So for example, there was a point in my life when I thought, I'm not a backpacking sort. I'm not the sort to quit a job and go traveling. I'm not the sort to stay in a hostel with strangers, but it actually turned out to be one of the best decisions I've ever made. So if you're open to it, life will give you glimpses of who you can become. And it's all about being receptive to that so that you can then learn to live outside of that limitations. And another one is putting celebration on hold. You know, for a long time I was waiting to achieve this or achieve that before I start to enjoy my life. But you have to recognize that sometimes that pot of gold is not always realized at the end of achieving every goal. So it's important to celebrate as you go along, to stop halfway up the mountain and, you know, even dance because tomorrow is not promised. So enjoy now for what you have. And on the good note, one of the decisions I'm glad I did make was practicing vulnerability. Now, because I've had to grow up very quickly and I've had to navigate circumstances beyond my years, I think it taught me to be very strong. But at the same time, the negatives of that was that it was quite daunting for me to naturally open up to people. So, you know, sharing experiences about heartbreak, about failure through my writing was quite scary at first. But then I realized that we all struggle, we all suffer. And the key thing is that being vulnerable allows us to connect in a special way. It allows us to bring situations to the forefront that would normally keep us ashamed or trapped in shame. So I'm so glad I practiced that vulnerability. And in the words of Brené Brown, vulnerability sounds like courage. No, it sounds like truth and it feels like courage. They're never always comfortable, but they are always a source of strength. And the last one was improving my communication skills. For such a long time, I was a people pleaser. And naturally, in that state of mind, you're afraid of voicing my opinions. I was afraid of telling people when I wasn't happy with something that they've done. But what I've realized is that you have to learn to speak your mind and speak your truth and sometimes thrash things out because nobody can read your mind. And also, when you think about it, if you don't speak your mind in every moment, then you kind of build up this pent-up aggression and it will erupt at unnecessary and unexpected moments, which would actually surprise people and actually ruin your relationships. So I think it's very important that everybody in a relationship at any level, we learn to develop our communication skills because that's how you can have effective relationships rather than be self-destructive. Now, I hope you guys have enjoyed that because I think decisions do impact the outcome of our lives. And it's very important for us to stop once in a while and reflect on the ones we are making and the ones that are not serving us. After all, life rewards those who live intentionally. Thanks again for joining me, guys. I'm really enjoying myself and I will see you for the next video.